Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Home is Where the Dark Is. This is Alex Crescioni. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all your views and everyone checking out the episodes. So please continue with likes and subscribes and comments. I really appreciate it. I wanted to announce that I have a new album coming out January 25th. That is my birthday. It is a very eccentric album, if I could say. It has a wide variety of different styles. It's very atmospheric, it's orchestral, it's industrial, it's hard-hitting, it's soft, it's crushed, it's dynamic. It has a great vocalist on track 2 and 3. One of my friends, her name is HIWTDI. She came in and recorded some vocals for me on 2 of these tracks. But the rest is all instrumental. It's 14 songs. I'm going to read you the track listing right now. Pain Nurturer, Carrion Wheel, Flesh Lending, Slander Mass, Propagandogs, Gender Mender, Grin Doctor, Peasant Burn, Shadow Weaving, Thawing Grounds, Sorrow Well, Transmorg, and Carrion Wheel Instrumental and Flesh Lending Instrumental. So this is something I've been working on for the past couple years in the middle of working with various artists, or well, in my spare time, I would say. This music is just my brain like exploding through the speakers. Some of it, to me, some of it doesn't make sense, and a lot of it does at the same time. It's just me producing music. My first instinct was no limitations, and not trying to sound like anyone, not trying to sound like anyone, just doing exactly. All these songs were my first thought when I wrote these songs. Like, here's the idea, that's it. And I didn't second guess myself. I didn't question myself. I just wrote from the heart, and I hope you enjoy it. It comes out January 25th. The one of the songs, Propagandogs, is already released as a single with a music video, which you can check out on YouTube. But the version on the album has a slightly different mix, so has a little bit of different variety on that one. So I really hope you check it out, and it will be available on streaming platforms and all that crap. So yeah, it'll be available worldwide, and I hope you enjoy it. So in my previous video, I was speaking about the Los Angeles fires and this craziness that's been going on to start out our year. And there is a lot I talked about in that video, but there is something that I wanted to speak about again that has come to my realization after the fact, after, most of the fires have been contained, and after, just the aftermath of these fires has really gotten me thinking about a lot of things. But there's one thing I really wanted to speak about on here, and hopefully, if you were affected by the fires, and this really just goes for anyone in their life, it really made me think about how important it is to really protect our close circle of people we hold dear and close circle of friends and family and loved ones. Because what this fire and what this disaster made me really realize was like, it sounds, I'm not trying to sound negative here, but it brought to light to me that we are a lot more alone than we think. Unless you're one of those people that has hundreds of people ready, willing, and able to come to your need, come and help you at any time, which I know there's people out there that have that, but for the most of us, we have a very close circle. And this disaster really forced me to see that not a lot of people gave a fuck. This was worldwide news. Everybody knew this was happening. Yet, very small amount of people reached out to me to even check in. Unfortunately, no, I wasn't affected by the fires. I didn't lose my home. I didn't lose my studio. Didn't lose anything. Or I have some family members that were evacuated. But the situation forced me to open my eyes and really realize we're a lot more alone than we think, or that's definitely how I feel, because I know hundreds of people that I've worked with, that I've had conversations with, and some more intimate than others, but I only had a very small handful of people actually reach out to me to check in. And that says a lot. It's a difficult thing to face, although it's important to live in reality and realize if you have people in your life that you considered friends or considered close, and they did not reach out to you during this disaster, this is if you're in LA, that's saying something. The silence says a lot. So I experienced this. I know a lot of you who may be in LA have experienced this. So it's forced me to reevaluate my close circle. And, I think about if you were to die tomorrow and, would all these people that you care about and that you consider friends, would they show up at your funeral? Really think about that. And deep down, who will show up. So if you feel that there's people in your life that you care about, that you consider friends, and you know deep down that they probably wouldn't show up to your funeral, get rid of them. We need to focus on giving our energy to people who truly love us and will reciprocate that love, that trust, and that communication and that connection. So this has really put that in perspective for me. And to transition into something else that happened recently, since we're talking about, people we love, disasters, death. I never got to meet David Lynch, but he was a huge inspiration to me as an artist. And his films just absolutely blew me away. And I remember the first film I saw, which is one of his less popular films, but it's called The Grandmother. And any of you diehard David Lynch fans should know this movie, this film. And for me, it was his most shocking and abstract and disturbing film. Yeah, all of his films have that quality, very, very, very bizarre and demented, but in a very tasteful, relatable, endearing way, if that makes sense. For any of you who understand what I'm saying, this is just an absolute tragic loss. And I'm going to go ahead and read part of this article in Variety. David Lynch, visionary director of Twin Peaks and Blue Velvet, dies at 78. Director and writer David Lynch, who radicalized American film with a dark, surrealistic, artistic vision in films like Blue Velvet and Mulholland Drive, and network television with Twin Peaks, has died. He was 78. Lynch revealed in 2024 that he had been diagnosed with emphysema after a lifetime of smoking and would likely not be able to leave his house to direct any longer. His family announced his death in a Facebook post, writing, "There's a big hole in the world now that he's no longer with us. But as he would say, keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole." The Twin Peaks TV show and films such as Blue Velvet, Lost Highway, and Mulholland Drive melded elements of horror, film noir, and classical European surrealism. Lynch wove tales not unlike those of his Spanish predecessor, Louis Buñuel, which proceeded with their own impenetrable logic. Four-time Oscar nominee, Lynch received an honorary Oscar for Lifetime Achievement in 2020. After years spent as a painter and a maker of short animated and live-action films, Lynch burst onto the scene with his 1977 feature debut, Eraserhead. Oh, I love this movie. A horrific, black-humored work that became a disturbing fixture on the midnight movie circuit. His haute and uncompromising style quickly won the attention of the Hollywood and international movie-making establishment. This is a very long article. I'm going to skip down to... A major hit in his first season, Twin Peaks lost its momentum and ultimately its audience in year two. However, it spawned a feature-length prequel in 1992's over-the-top Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. Twin Peaks was by far one of my favorite shows for so many reasons, but the soundtrack, the cinematography, the story, the surrealism, the mind-bending scenes and just the overall unease and darkness of the show just completely fascinated me. Also, he was a musician, and he actually put out an album last year, August 2nd, 2024, called The Cellophane Memories. I don't think a lot of people knew that he was actually a musician and a producer and a mixer. Like, I'm looking at the credits right now on Cellophane Memories. Yeah, he produced it, he arranged it, he played guitar on it, and he mixed it. Played some synthesizer. So I just wanted to hold some space and honor David Lynch in this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, leave me some comments. And I highly recommend that you check out the previous episode if you missed it. It's called City of Angels Inferno. And also the episode before that is called Never Let Love Destroy You, which I highly recommend you check out. Rest in peace, David Lynch. Thank you so much for listening.